Let's get scratching.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Parental Guidance. My name is Christoph, and alongside me is
CJ.
Melissa.
John.
Now we're all comfy. Now we all know each other. We've all had introductions.
Yeah.
We know our stories. We've shared all that stuff. So we're golden, right? We're here for it. What do we want to talk about?
Foot and mouth situation. When I'm a parent, I'm never going to do this, and then you find out.
Oh.
When I'm a parent, I am never going to have my kids sleep in my bed. They're going to have their own fucking bed, sleep in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
My kid's
Okay.
5. and
Good one. Good one.
Yeah, that's a
we
good
have
one.
her
Really
room.
good
She
one,
has
yeah.
everything, but fuck.
Can we talk
She'll
about that
start
with
there.
CJ?
Yeah.
Foot and mouth. Are you going to put your foot in your
It's-
mouth? Is
it's
your
pretty-
kid...
Pretty, yeah, you're just beginning. So,
I'm
like,
starting,
is there
dude.
some things that you thought was a hard no and now is starting to soften
Pregnancy
up?
to 2 months in now.
Shit. Okay, y'all come back to me. Let me think about that. Y'all talk about scenarios and let me see if it comes in because
So let's
yeah.
talk about kids sleeping in the same bed.
Oh, yeah.
CJ, you're breaking down? You're going to be like...
What's your opinion now?
Ooh, y'all
Right
gonna
now.
come back to me.
We'll come back to you.
No,
Timestamp.
so you guys are gonna say, here's the question. No, you're not gonna sleep in the bed and then 3 months later. How about now?
Because we were very stern, like, nope, you know, we have our space, we have our relationship still, we still need to, you know, hone that in, and still, you know, there needs to be a boundary.
I don't think I've ever necessarily said they can't, but I do firmly want my child to sleep in their room eventually.
Hard
Me
ass.
too.
Yeah, I know. I do. You have a room. I didn't have a room. You have one.
Which literally,
Is that a
Right?
you thing? Is that a you thing though? You said
Shit, it is a me thing.
It's a you thing.
Yeah.
Because I did that to Vin too.
Did
And
you
I said-
really?
I said, dude, you got your own room. Why do you want to sleep over here? And he's just like, it turns out he's just more comfortable being around us. I'm like, okay, cool. He also said there were ghosts in the room.
yeah.
And then
Were
before
there?
we moved
Wait,
out,
were
Yeah,
there?
before we
did
moved
you see
out,
ghosts?
weird shit was happening, so he might have not been lying. And now I feel like an asshole.
Bridget says
Straight
that
up got
there's
like
shadows.
fucking slime running everywhere. Go sleep in your room,
We're
man.
like,
I'll come back to that at the end of this, and we can talk
Damn.
about it.
Okay. All
I
right.
actually asked Bridget, I said, why don't you, like, we bought you your, you know, the
Yeah.
bed you wanted. You literally have, like, all your cute shit in your room. It's a big girl room now.
Yeah.
Well, because, you know, when you put my clean clothes, you just leave it on the bed. So it's just a hot mess express on the bed. And I'm just like,
Hot mess express.
Your fault.
which Susie was like, I'm going to fucking clean that shit
Where
right
did
up
she
then and
get
see
Hot
if
Mess Express from. Though?
I
That's
think,
nice.
Well,
I
have you
think
met
Susie
Susie?
started it.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Susie started. So now we just say that. So now when she's at school, she's like, oh, so-and-so went to school. And because Susie does her hair, she does all the fancy stuff. I could just do basic, you know, ponytail,
up.
bun, whatever.
On the side.
Susie does, on the side. Susie does like all the
Your
more
girl's a
fancier stuff.
hairdresser. Your girl's a hairdresser.
Yeah.
Your girl's a
professional.
hairdresser.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm
Oh
fucking
shit, that's
hands
right. All
off.
you guys.
Hands off in hair. I'm like,
Yeah,
I'm not.
nope. Mm-mm.
No.
But
Leave
I
it to the
tell her like
professionals.
she wants to wear it down, and then she's like, "Why can't I wear it down?" I'm like, "Because I don't want you to have piojos." Medical side. Like, and she's like, "What?" But anyway, so back to the thing. So yeah, so we cleaned her room and made it more appealing, more welcoming, and then still like she started there, ends up in her fucking room.
Wow.
And then I said, "Why don't you?" Well, there's shadows. And then I was like,
No,
"Girl,
You're like,
no,
fuck
we don't
that.
do shadows. We through
Don't
holy
even talk
water."
about the shadows.
Fuck that shit. No, I don't want to about no shadows.
Do the shadows have names?
Well, that's,
No.
that's a different story.
I didn't want to go there.
Hey, can we
didn't
come
want
on
to
your
go
You
there.
don't want to know that much. You don't want to know that much.
I don't want to know that much.
Official
I don't, yeah, I will chase everybody out of that house. You know that brings any bad juju
Holy
or
water.
anything. But yeah, that's where I bring in the holy
Bring
water,
in
and
the
I'm like,
Pope?
What's that guy from The Exorcist? What's the priest? Call him in. Yeah.
oh my god. Like when I was little,
Oh,
my
of course,
grandma, she
compels
used
you.
to, anytime we pulled that shit, my grandma would go into the room and start cussing at whatever we were scared of, or she'd be like, you know, if you're gonna be
old world fucking
Yeah. If you're
hostility
gonna be
there.
fucking moving shit, and pick up a broom, you know, pick up a mop, pick up a, you know, like that. And then I try to hold it in. I
Is this your mom? Is this your mom's mom? She's a G, dude. She's a G.
She's
Fuck
scary.
you
I
guys.
love her, but she's
¿Quieren pagar renta? Ándale, cabrón.
yeah, I know, yeah,
Over
pretty
here,
much.
you need to get to work, motherfucker.
Basically.
That's what's up.
I try to match
the
that
ghost
energy,
to
but I
fucking
can't.
work. I
I'm
love
like, don't
like it. I like it.
Fuck that.
That's
I live in the neighbor's house for free. I'm out.
I know.
Let's just leave. He's like, fuck this. I'm out.
No, I
Yeah, I'm
truly
good.
feel. I feel like everybody fritters.
Go next door where they like to sing.
So then,
Crazy.
so what age did Vinny?
I don't think Vinny wants me to air this.
Will it
Yesterday.
pick up his grades? Though?
Honestly.
Vinny, will your grades go up? Otherwise, I'm gonna put you on blast right now.
Oh yeah.
No,
There you go.
well, Vincent was like he was pretty much always wanted to be in our room for a long time, dude. And so he would sleep with us a lot of times, and sometimes when he got older, 12 or so, he'd sleep on the floor. And we had carpet, so he'd set up his bed and we'd just all watch something together. It was fun, to watch stuff together. And up until kind of recently when the teens kicked in, he started going, let's just put it that way.
Yeah, got it. Once the socks started disappearing.
Once they started standing up on their own.
Once he discovered certain websites, he strayed away from that. What a surprise.
No,
Damn.
it's just, he still, like, for a long time, he would want to watch stuff with us. But we're just like, dude, he always had a room. Again, like you, CJ, I didn't have a room, probably ever.
Yeah, same.
And so
Not until I got.
I'm over here thinking, like, it's one thing we project on our kids, too. You got to think
Yep.
about it. You project stuff onto them that, you don't really realize it. And it's just like, they don't give a fuck if they have a room. I know my youngest, Des, doesn't give a shit. He wants to be there with us. He wants to be in between us. In between us.
Yeah.
Every time. So, like, is he sleeping in the bed? Absolutely. And that we didn't have a choice.
Do you think it's like? Because I hear some people going, it doesn't matter. It's kind of like you have to do it because you have to keep that separation between you two as parents, as a couple, safe. You have to force them to the bed routine. It's almost like you have to force your child. Is that something that you
I think
consider?
that-
You guys consider like okay?
I kind of feel like that's old school.
Yeah.
In many ways, like some people say, just let your kid cry.
Cry it out was the
Yeah,
whole
yeah,
thing. That
yeah,
was the whole
yeah.
fucking
I don't know
thing.
if anyone
That
did
is the whole thing.
I couldn't do it. I wish
Yeah.
I
We
could.
had a
Like
neighbor.
shit.
Oh,
we had a
shit.
neighbor that lived upstairs from us,
Yeah.
and they had a baby that was just a little younger than Des, and that baby was crying all night, and they would just let the baby cry, and I'm just like, I
Yeah.
can't see myself doing it.
Yeah.
I cannot see myself doing that, so I didn't do it, and I know thought they didn't want to do that either, so we just kind of figure ways around it, and it is what it is. It's not the end of the world.
No.
Obviously, there's dangers. There is dangers, and you have to think about that. If your kid is going to sleep with you, you have to make sure you're not the type of person to roll over or elbow your kid in the
Yeah.
head. You have to make sure.
dude.
So we would honestly, we had him in like a little sort of barrier.
In a fort for the kid.
Yeah. So
yeah.
like, and
Like the
I had
sleeper. That's what
we
I
did.
used to
Yeah.
sleep, dude,
The
like
sleeper?
crazy.
There's a sleeper that goes between you guys.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. You can
Yeah.
you can get a little pillow that kind of goes
Better
around.
buy it now, CJ.
Worst fucking sleep
Get
that
that?
you will have, but
You're
the
gonna
kid
fold.
is happy.
Your baby's gonna have a great sleep. Yeah. So
Right-
do that. Do
right,
that.
Right now, we got a whole scenario where like we put the couches together and then we have a whole setup.
Remember I told you
Yeah.
when we slept on the couch for like
Yeah.
6 months almost.
Yeah.
Not a whole 6 months, but
Yeah, no,
because we were like getting up worse sleep, but it's you know what, she was okay.
Realistically, though, at the end of the day, I didn't really have to be there. It's more that Mama had to be there. Because even at Des
that's-
is 3.5 years old, and
Yeah.
she's still breastfeeding him.
yeah,
3.5 years later, and so he still uses her as a sort of
Like a comfort thing.
a comfort thing.
Yeah.
And so if he wants to go to bed, or if he wakes up in the middle of the night, she's there to kind of help him go back to bed.
yeah.
It's not for like nutrition anymore. It's more like a comfort thing.
Mhm.
But she's still there, and she still does it quite often. And so I don't necessarily have to be there, but as long as she's there,
Yeah.
he's cool.
Well, you're not producing breast milk anymore, are you?
Yeah, I'm not, but she.
Oh, I
is.
thought you said that.
I'm fucking with you.
I've offered though. I've offered. What about me? And he's like, ew, daddy,
Oh.
no. What about me?
You're dry, Dad.
Ew, dad, no. He tells me, he literally goes, ew,
Spoiled.
He's
Oh,
all noped out.
that felt no fucking work,
He
dude.
noped out. he noped out right away.
I feel like with Bridge, she has this thing where she like pinches. and like a
To
lot.
like
She pinches Susie's neck
yeah.
a lot, and I think that's like a self-soothe thing.
I still see that too. Like
She
when we
does
go to
it
her
when she's
dance
sleeping.
things,
Oh, yeah.
I see her like when you guys are
When
holding
she's
her.
like, because she doesn't
Yeah.
fucking nap
You gotta
anymore.
deal with the baby claws though.
Oh yeah.
They hurt.
Oh,
They do
yeah.
They
do
hurt.
hurt. Yeah.
And,
Saber
and
tooth,
we didn't
yeah.
think that was a thing, but a lot of kids actually do that.
Make
Like
sure
as
you
a
put
self-soothing
the
thing.
mittens on them. Right?
Yeah, he has
Yeah,
mittens on
dude.
it. Yeah.
Those claws are dangerous.
Yeah, it's
We caught him
crazy.
today,
But-
so.
With her, like I feel like more so obviously I'm foot in mouth that I definitely don't feel how I did before. And I feel like it's just like, you know what, I don't know how much longer we're gonna get of this where she's gonna actually want to be around us, so we just do it. The
10 years.
only thing is that this little shit we have a California king bed, so it's a big bed,
Lucky.
but she will end up like horizontal and we're the
It's
opposite
like an
direction.
H.
Like an H.
So
yeah,
this
we do
kid-
this.
Yeah,
same
yeah.
thing.
We
same
grew
thing.
up obviously. Remember Mortal Kombat when what's her face? Sonya Blade does that kick where she lifts her leg up and right to what's his face?
Yep.
She did that to me.
I got
Oh,
so many
shit.
fucking
Jesus
elbows.
Christ.
Oh yeah.
Dude,
Oh my God.
Super funny though. It's totally relevant to what you guys are talking about, right? So, as he was sleeping, he was always in the middle, and I'm on one side, and Tati's on the other, right? Well, one day we swapped, dude.
How did you guys swap?
We just swapped.
To
I went on
pull
this
the-
Just
side.
before you guys. Yeah.
And so like she stayed on my side, and I just said, well, I'll take your side. I'm going to bed. We fell asleep. She wakes up in the middle of the night, and he treats me way different than he does her. And he slaps her in the face, and she wakes up, and she's all like, "What the fuck?" And then he comes
She's
over
not
to
used
me,
to it.
and the next morning, she's like, "Dude, fucking Desi woke me up like 3 in the morning, and he punched me in the face." And I'm like, "Really?" He came over to me and he cuddled me all fucking night. So like,
It's so weird. He was looking for my breast though. Trying to watch.
He's all,
He couldn't figure it out.
I'm like, you want a taste of what I feel, because this little fucker will go around me and be like,
no.
Oh my god.
he'll slap the
awesome.
shit out of me. And I'm
He had a
like,
hairy mouth the next morning, but he was happy as a fucking clam.
Not only do we
but I
not
got cuddles.
condone.
It was nice.
That
I'm
is a
like-
nice
I was
moment.
like, oh.
Treasure
I'm
it.
gonna try that. Susie, don't listen to that part.
Switch spots.
No, because that's
Just see
I
how it
always
goes.
get kicked, and she's always she does push her to like the edge of the fucking bed because she'll be like with her hands and then with her feet, and she's so tall now.
Yeah.
She's
And
big, dude.
she's
Yeah.
She had
tall.
quite a growth spurt.
Yeah, and no, but I feel like the worst one was a drop kick because I think she got me like right here, and I was like, I'm gonna have a bloody nose right now.
Black
I
eye.
know, it's like, what?
Are you
Is
okay?
Susie
Do you want to
beating
talk
you?
about
No,
it?
my child.
What is that sign? Just
Yes.
like you're getting beat at
Blink
home?
twice.
Yeah. No,
One
it's,
time
it's
even
okay.
I-
The door hit me.
I know. One time even I got like a closed fist. Like she was asleep and it was just like one of these and like like there was shoulder in that, and I was just
What's the worst injury you guys have all gotten from kids? Like, I know CJ, you're just starting, but
Yeah,
maybe it's there.
I don't know. I definitely got a scar. I got a V scar right here from my kid's pony right here. It's a
Oh,
permanent
sweet.
scar.
For your kid's pony?
Yeah, so she was fucking around with ponies, and she made me like fall over, and I rammed right into a hard plastic toy pony, and it
shit.
basically gutted my palm,
God damn.
and it left a little unicorn, a U for unicorn. so
God,
I always have a memory of her. So that's-
I-
Beautiful.
I fractured my collarbone
Oh, shit.
oh shit!
Oh yeah, when you fell.
because I slipped
Yeah,
on her
yeah.
on her
Okay.
on her
Yeah.
walker
There you
as
go.
I was carrying her. So
Yeah.
I fell on her, but then like kind of did this on my shoulder,
protect
broke,
her,
took a
yeah.
Fuck
protector.
yeah. Oh,
But that whole situation was kind of like a blessing in disguise for other things. But that
Yeah,
say that for
I
another
think
time.
my kid gave
But
me
yeah.
like a buck
Concussion?
tooth. He came
Oh.
over here with his buck teeth because his teeth are far apart. They look like two chiclets, right? And he just came out.
Oh, my God.
Everybody listening, we love our kids. Okay, so
We love
it's
them.
okay.
Yeah.
Quirks and all.
So I had a big gash going across my lip, and it was just stopped bleeding all night, dude.
Wow.
And I was like, dude, I think I'm gonna have to get stitches. And it worked out. Obviously, I'm fine, but it was pretty bad, dude. He was laughing too. He was like hysterically laughing about it, and he thought it was funny.
my kid likes to kick me and hit me.
Now
It's
or
her-
like
Yeah, because it's turned into a big joke, right?
Okay.
So she's just like, she's not like serious, but
She's
she,
using you.
she
Do you wanna talk
yeah,
about
she
it? Do you
loves
wanna
it.
talk
She
about
thinks
it?
it's
Kidding.
hilarious, right? Please, let's cry for help. How many times do I need to blink? No,
Maybe it's just a little like you used to like to mess with her when she was younger.
Oh, she's like, payback's a bitch.
Bring back to last episode.
I'm telling
Payback.
That's her name, huh? Karma, huh?
Karma is her name,
Yeah.
but she thinks it's
How
hilarious.
you like me now?
Because I candidly, I fucking ham it up. I'm like, like, and so she just goes harder because she thinks it's fucking hilarious. Ugh, I get beat up all the time.
Yeah, we have to hide our emotions because, like, if Des hits us and we're like, he just keeps
Oh, it's
doing
because it's hilarious for kids.
Yeah, it's so
We're like
funny.
cartoon characters.
Like,
My kid used to be like I'm fucking Bugs Bunny. Like he's just like she's just all over the place.
She literally told Susie like the other day, like she's just like, oh, Susie's like, oh, you're so beautiful, mommy. You're so this, you're that. And then I'm like, what about me? I don't get compliments. And she's like, just goofy. And I was just like,
because
She
it's funny.
said that.
Yeah, it's a thing. Get ready.
but
It's a thing.
if I can make her laugh, hey,
It's hilarious.
I hope I always can make her laugh.
Can we
Whether
talk?
she's laughing at me or with me, I don't know.
Can we talk about that? Can we talk about hiding emotions as parents? How we have to. Like, I'm not like a emotionally guarded person, but I think my kids only seen me cry once when I found out that like a dear family member passed away.
Shit. Yeah.
And I don't know if I'm right. I know there's a certain school of thought that's openness, right? And we try to be open, like how we feel and stuff like that with our kid. We're pretty open with our kid. But how do we feel about like showing emotions in front of our kids, right? How like tears and obviously the joys are easy to share, but the hardest thing is our frustrations, angers, and sorrow.
I feel like I'm now trying to be better about it. I can be a hothead sometimes. I'm a crybaby. I'm the person that when I get mad, I cry, and I hate that shit. But
Yeah.
it's it's kind of like, whether I'm frustrated, I'm tired, whatever. Like, whether it's work, family, whatever. And like I feel like I'm very vocal, and like now that she's older and she's that little sponge age,
Mm-hmm.
and she repeats things, I'm like, oh,
Yep.
and like she repeats everything, and it's like whether it's to the person I'm saying things about, and I'm not talking to her, I'm talking to Susie about.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, stop, or like she goes to grandma's house, and grandma's like, "Ooh, I heard you said this about us, or I heard this," and it's like, fuck. And like, or even at school, like, or for school, I went to my aunt's wedding in Vegas. She told her teacher that I drove on my motorcycle, left Susie and her, and I got lost in Vegas. Lost in translation, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's just like things like that where it's like, okay, interpretation, how the child says it and relays it. It's just kind of, I don't know whether I'm doing it right or not, but I feel like I maybe overshare emotions.
It's hard not to, and what we found hard as like as our parenting experience is to channel in, and just practically speaking, it's a funnel in, because parents have arguments. Me and Brie have had arguments, right, about various amount of things. Like, we're humans. It's hard to like bottle that in and just like, we need to store this for when the kid's not around, and because she will be listening, and kids are sponges. It's very, very difficult to do in the moment.
Can't always wait till they go to
Extremely
sleep.
difficult.
It can't always wait.
It just can't. And just like you're getting in a fight about driving, how someone's driving, and it's almost impossible not to like fight it out in the moment.
Dude, 100%. I mean, even with us, I'm definitely thinking about that. And just sometimes, things, your whole emotion you grow as a parent.
Yes.
You really grow as a parent. Even with Vin versus Dez, like, I definitely have to think about what I say and how I say it.
Yeah.
And I really see that with Vinny in a lot of ways, which I'm glad it's not terrible. So I'm like, okay, that's good. But with Dez though, dude, this kid picks up the bad shit.
Yeah.
He'll be like, fucking shit. He'll be like,
Motherfucker.
fucking shit.
My dad doesn't know how to fucking drive.
When I say the worst things I say, he'll fucking repeat it, dude. And he repeats it well. And I'm like, why you
It's almost
it
impressive.
correctly.
It's almost impressive.
It
Yeah.
is. It is. But I'm just like, even Vin, like when he was younger, his first word was "oh shit," you know. Oh shit.
I heard that, yeah. Like they just, and then
Oh,
but some
shit.
parents actually feed that fuel, right? When they
Yeah.
start saying
Oh,
bad
sure.
words, oh, it's hilarious.
I mean, we have
It's
to
funny
hide
when a
our
kid says,
laughter.
"Oh,
We're
shit,"
trying
though.
so hard not to laugh. when
Yeah.
we say
It's
things.
hilarious. It's
It
absolutely
is,
hilarious.
yeah.
It's so funny, dude.
It's
But
adorable too.
it is adorable.
It's fucking adorable when they're young.
right?
Yeah.
But with Vin, I mean, he said, "Oh shit," and it was just like, "Okay, we gotta stop." Right. So I grew in the sense that I gotta stop talking like that. I gotta at least around the baby, right?
I'm still grown.
You know, so-
That's hard.
And with Des, it's a little different because I got comfortable for all that whole big gap, and I'm like, "Oh, we gotta do this
Nah,
again."
fucking shit, motherfucker, bullshit.
Motherfucker, and it's like, you know, it's I gotta come back and just really be careful what I say and how I say it because he will copy everything, and he'll use stuff back to us.
Oh yeah.
He'll bring it right back, and I'll be like, "Hey, let's go do this. Let's go clean this up first, and
Yeah.
then we can play that." Oh, in 5 minutes, because that's what I told him.
Yeah.
Yeah, 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Like,
And it's like crazy
You don't
how to
even
use
know
it
what 5 minutes
correctly. Like,
are.
that's what's nuts. Yeah, I know.
It's, you know what? Just on that topic with like the time zones, one of Dahlia's cousins, kid, was trying to get Dahlia's attention at a party, a family event, and then she's like, "Okay, hold on, real quick. I'm talking to adults. Give me 5 minutes, and then I'll go with you." He goes, "Okay." He ran. He grabbed his iPad. He put the timer on for 5 minutes and put it in front of her. He just waited. And then I was like, we were like, or I don't know.
Kind of like that kid.
Yeah, yeah.
that
Because
kid is gonna be
Can we do that in real life?
He's gonna
yeah.
be an engineer.
So his parents do that to him. You know, they everything that he has is a time. Like he's
okay.
timed. How much social media you get to watch, how much TV, this, that, the other, playtime, physical playtime, bath time, all that stuff. Everything is timed, and his self-awareness to that is incredible.
That's awesome.
So just like seeing things like that, I'm like, whoa, I kind of not foot and mouth, but I would like to adapt those things, you know, and I hope I can figure out how to do that with my child. That's maybe like one of those are things I saw as parents. Is like I saw the goods. It's like, well, definitely not doing that. Maybe not doing that, but I don't know. I might end up like that in a couple months, bro. Like
You
it's
just don't know.
Yeah, you don't.
The
And
whole
it's-
tablet thing.
Yeah.
You know, like, let's just say tablet, right?
Yes.
Tablets.
You mean the devil?
the
Tablets.
devil? Right?
You're talking about the devil. I'm not religious, but you're talking about the devil.
I ain't putting my kid in front of a screen, right?
Oh,
Well,
that's put it
go-
down.
Calms
go-
them down.
Go try to have dinner at like Red Robin
Anywhere.
without a tablet. Fucking chaos.
Oh my god.
So I bring the tablet. I bust out some fucking YouTube. Good. I got time to eat my freaking jalapeno burger. What's
Nice.
it called?
Yeah.
Burning Love.
Oh, burning love.
Oh,
Burning
burning
Love.
love. I like the burning
Have my
love.
beer and then bam.
And the bottomless fries.
Well, there you go. So
This is brought to you by Red Robin.
I know, right?
Red Robin, yum.
tablets.
We'll be expecting the check in the mail. Thank you so much.
I know, right?
So tablets are helpful, but you know, use them. It's like a last result. Last
For you
result.
guys.
We always
us.
said we're not gonna do screen time.
Foot and mouth. Foot and mouth.
Foot and mouth.
Foot and mouth.
New
Tablet,
shirt.
Mouth.
electronics, foot and mouth for
Foot
sure.
and mouth.
It's hard. It's like
It's hard, and she's
And
not
then
always
you
sitting in
wonder
front of it.
why the parents, like when we were kids before there were tablets, were beating the shit out of us.
You're doing what?
They
Just beating the shit out of us.
we just needed to give them tablets.
Which is like, if there were tablets, maybe we would have got
Maybe.
beat.
There
so
would be
bad.
bullies?
It would be, you know, yeah.
No tablets, no bullies.
We didn't have tablets, but yeah, got my ass beat.
Fuck,
Or
man.
it'd be like, go outside, and then we'd go play in the riverbed. So, like,
I need. Okay.
There you
So
go.
the go outside thing is
Okay.
it's interesting. It's an interesting conversation. Yeah.
Speaking of interesting, Melissa.
Oh.
Ever since episode 1,
yes.
I've been thinking about you playing in the riverbed.
Seriously.
I can't get it out of my fucking head.
What did you
The
play?
fact
Me
of
neither.
you as a child
We
playing in the
take
riverbed.
pieces of cardboard.
which
it was like
riverbed?
6 of us neighborhood kids. We
Okay.
take pieces of cardboard from, I don't know, or whatever we could find.
Yes.
Somebody had like a, you know, like they used to sell skateboards like at the liquor store, like
Uh-huh.
well, at least by where I live. But it was like not proper skateboards. It was like the ones that were all
You're not going to
wonky
get a
shaped.
high class skateboard.
Yeah,
something
no,
like that.
exactly.
The wheels didn't go fast.
Yeah, the wheels didn't go fast. They were like
Good,
plastic.
which is why you're still here.
Yeah. They went fast, but it was like fast enough.
Yeah.
So we would go. We'd go where we lived. I lived in Bell Gardens, so it was behind Bicycle Club Casino, the 710.
Mm-hmm.
How the fuck we crossed up Florence to go down there? I don't
a
even
busy
know.
street,
I know.
dude.
How old were you?
Eastern?
How old were
Yeah.
you at this time?
I like 8 or 9.
Fuck, dude. Like, you're not gonna
I
allow
was
your
the
kid to go out.
no.
I cannot
Fuck,
fathom thinking about
no.
that.
Because the
8
thing is
years
that my
old, passing
mom,
by the casino.
my dad and my mom
You
were
pass by,
working.
you smell that cigarette smell.
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
God,
we
no.
would. It was like we lived by elementary
How
school.
drunk-
Crackheads, you gotta fight
Well,
before you
did
get there.
your dad worked at BJ?
He
Right?
worked at he worked at Bell
Oh,
Gardens.
Suva, right?
Suva.
Suva,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, we would.
So I know they were
So,
at
we
Riverbeds.
would go walking to behind the bicycle club, go to the river there, and then we would walk towards
Play a few
Loveland.
rounds of blackjack.
Yeah,
as a
no,
kid.
basically, we would walk all the way
Gamble for sure.
to Eastern to get churros, which is by Suva Elementary School.
Yeah.
And my mom would just be like, "Get home before dark," and we would be fucking hustling because it was like neighborhood kids.
But you didn't go in the water of the riverbed, right?
We did.
Oh,
Oh,
Shit.
no. Did you go swimming?
Yeah.
Oh, I see that.
We
You
did.
don't think about that shit when you're
No.
a kid.
no, you don't. Of course
At
not.
all. I didn't think. I
grew up in
still don't think
Texas,
about a
dude.
lot of stuff to be
I grew up
honest.
in Texas. I remember going
sorry.
into the
Yeah.
almost.
So I actually have this third. I'm just kidding.
I got this nipple that grew out of nowhere.
I have this tail actually too. It
It's actually
wags.
a third eye, but
Simpsons episode.
Yeah, basically.
We had like a
I'm proud of
bunch
you, CD.
crazy
That's
shit.
exactly what I'm thinking in my head.
That's
beautiful.
survivor shit right there. Though.
I
Like,
don't- that's-
wait, hold on.
Oh, and then we
Quick
would take
question.
the skateboards and
Tell
go
us a
down
scary
the
story
stairs.
about that.
How-
Did anything ever go wrong? That you
And how many homeless people did
that
you
made you
interact
There
with?
was actually a
that
really
made
nice.
you realize this is probably not a good idea. At
Oh,
8
you
years
mean like
old.
the point of like, holy fuck, I almost
Holy
died.
fuck!
It,
So-
it wasn't the bacteria in the
over my
water.
head.
What was it?
when my
Yeah,
mom
she didn't
found
realize that
out.
till later. Yeah.
When my mom found out what was, I don't think she. No, my dad. I don't think my mom actually. No, well, my mom will know. She listens, but
No.
my dad's the one that found out.
Mama,
He-
your
he-
daughter's been playing in the river.
That explains a lot.
She's got a third
actually
titty
have
on
a-
her side.
Ribcage titties. all
Second,
day.
a tail, No, my dad's the one that found out because my mom worked late. My dad worked late. Grandma was watching us. Grandma,
Yeah.
obviously.
Grandma wasn't watching, but Grandma
Because my brother at that
Technically,
time,
yes.
my brother was like 2. He was like 2 at that time.
Okay.
So I
Okay.
feel like she had her hands full with the baby, and
Yeah.
then she was just like, "Oh, fuck, gotta get out of my hair." And I was a very hyperactive kid. I was all over the place. Just.
So, I was gonna say,
So-
Jess, this is what you're
Is your kid in the river right now? That you know?
Well, I'll get to something.
Jesse's just floating in the river.
You gotta learn how to swim now,
Yeah.
kid.
Oh my god! No, it was actually accidental. Because we used to, because it's maybe the size of like from here to the end of that table, that little water part.
There's not a lot of big rivers.
Yeah,
in
because it was all
Southern
cement.
California.
when
Did
we
you
would
say
go play.
water part?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, water part.
Oh, I just
Yeah, because
I think
everything
it's like
is-
water park for hobos.
Hood water park.
Homeless person at the water park.
Because everything is concrete, and then like back then, like there was sometimes you'd see cars drag racing down there in the riverbed. So it's
Okay,
like
yeah.
it was. 90s,
That was a
so-
movie Grease.
Yeah.
I was actually in the movie Grease. Yeah.
There you go.
Wow, nice. Congrats.
No, there was like you could see people doing all kinds of shit with, and they're like off-road stuff, like whatever.
It was people racing cars whizzing by as you would try to swim.
I was actually like, go!
Nowadays they're like living there. And it's like, get the fuck
There was a
off
lot
my
of
lawn.
bums. There was actually this like old it was an old homeless guy, and I feel like really like had he not been there, like I'm just like, dude, because he'd be like, hey, don't go, you guys gotta get going home now, you guys gotta, and we'd
He
go to, there
was
was a
your-
McDonald's, we'd take him McDonald's, taking food. I feel like he
really
watched
nice.
over us.
That's nice of that.
You had a
but we
homeless
didn't like
lifeguard.
I
Where's the
know.
Toys R Us used to be at?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's so I crossed that
Those,
street.
those are the
Yeah.
angels looking over you.
Yeah.
Literally,
He's
I
a
don't
guardian
know how-
angel
Some
and
of
a
us-
homeless lifeguard.
some of
Yeah.
us
I feel like I've had
Yeah.
too many. They're like,
Was it
fuck
Dennis
this
the
bitch.
Menace?
Dennis,
I
The
literally,
homeless guy?
yeah, with the beans. Yep. There
I
you
know
go.
I had angels, dude. I had so much shit that we did that was just so stupid that I have no idea why I'm still here. But, yeah, that sounds like a lot of fun, though.
If we had, if we had a camera, it would be like
Definitely it out.
Jackass, right?
No, for real. Like it's funny because I feel like a lot of the things I ratted myself out as an adult. Like I had we would go to Texas a lot to go visit my family there.
Uh-huh.
And I was I think 14 at the time. Well, my cousin came from Texas and was talking to my mom and saying like, "Oh, oh my gosh, it used to be so much fun like going as a kid. Like I can't wait till our kids cuz now we have, our kids are like the same age."
Mhm.
And my cousin was just like, "Oh my gosh, remember we went to like, when we went to Sphinx?" And my mom's like, "Sphinx? What is that?" Well, we went from she lived in El Paso. We went to Juarez to go party. I was like 14, 15. And sorry, John, Desi's in for it. But my mom was so pissed because she found this out as an adult. So it's like a lot of things
Juarez.
she found out, like a lot of things as an adult. So I'm just like, so that's why she tells me, she's like,
I never went down to
Karma.
Juarez, but I know, like, I heard stories.
I don't know how we didn't die or get trafficked or
Oh, for
anything.
sure.
I don't know how that didn't happen.
Angelitos.
That was the first time I
Angelitos.
heard Benny Benassi Satisfaction, though. That was crazy. I was just
Oh
like,
shit.
this is fucking cool. I was like, got elephant twerking on the wall. And before twerking. A lot of things. Our generation.
it was
My
totally
child will
different.
never leave the house.
So I'll tell you, like, I'll give you a quick story. Like, when I was 10, we would walk off to a cemetery, old fucking cemetery. I'm talking about 1,700 tombstones, right? Like 1,700.
Crusty ass ghost.
The Living
yeah.
Dead.
This is
status,
Texas,
yeah.
Texas, right?
Yeah.
So like they were really old, had like a fucking fence that was like totally rusted out.
Yeah.
Can you? Sorry.
Yeah.
Can you do this in your best Texas accent?
No, all of it.
I don't think I can.
All
You
of it.
grew
You have
up
a
at the-
cowboy
you
hat?
Yeah,
You-
it's just gonna
Do
be
you have a
so
cowboy hat?
generic.
have
Texas.
to say it.
All I gotta
Do you have
do
a
is-
Texas accent?
No.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. No, you don't need to say it in
so
Texas. It's just a
honestly,
lifelong.
It's gonna be a Tex-Mex accent, which is actually even funnier.
I love it.
It's gonna have the.
Give it all to me.
Come on up,
Con tanto
I
more.
seen Selena, by the way. I did see Selena play.
Okay.
Wait, you saw Selena
Yeah,
play?
dude, I see
You
Selena.
got pictures?
No, I don't have pictures. It was
I'm
the
gonna get
90s.
Were you at the one where she's at the fence and it's like breaking?
No, she played. She
Don't
played
aren't
a
they
lot of
letting her
shows.
kill her out? Like, isn't she like?
Yeah, Yolanda's out.
Yolanda's out.
Yeah.
Anyways, go ahead. Sorry.
No worries.
Sidetrack.
no worries.
ADHD.
Sorry,
ADHD dad. I'm an
All
ADHD
good.
dad.
All good. And so we went out and we used to walk this path through a cemetery. And before you know it, you're in the middle of nowhere. It's not like California. 15, 20-minute walk, you could be in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
Easy. And so we walked out.
What's worse, the middle of nowhere or LA?
It's kind of half and half, really.
How'd
What
you guys
part of LA?
navigate back?
I don't know because there's
Well,
a lot
we
going
knew-
I
on.
mean, there's
Either way
Mid City.
around.
There's
Mid-City.
K-Town. There's all kinds of nice places in LA.
So then we walked out and it was like a section that wasn't busy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not everything is filled in. So we walked through the cemetery, got out of that, and then we found this like shed, right? It didn't look like anybody was there. We stupid 10-year-olds rocks, started throwing it at the shed. Some guy came out with overalls and started he started shooting at us.
Oh my
We're like,
god.
oh fuck!
Texas
Says-
chainsaw,
yeah,
drink shit.
That's what I was thought he was gonna do.
Good.
I thought he was gonna.
Honestly, that story could be a lot longer because we went and we did this whole thing on the train and we came back. Then we did that. We got shot at and then we ran through the cemetery and it was dark. And we freaked out and there was all kinds of weird shit that happened that day. Fun times. But yeah. By the way,
And
I
here we
should have
are
been
alive.
I should have been watched over a little better, so I'm not gonna do that with our kids.
So clearly, I think we were the bad ones.
I think we were all bad kids, probably. Did your parents, Chris, consider you as a bad kid, or what do you think? What do you
Who was
gather?
the bad kid? In your
I
family?
wasn't the bad
Like,
kid.
in retrospect, what do your parents say? Do you have siblings?
I do have siblings, and my oldest brother is definitely a trouble child. I was a very fucking quiet kid. The happiest I could ever be was sitting in my room. This is gonna sound sad, everybody. Shed out the tears. Was sitting in my room in the dark, just listening to music. Was my fucking hobby. Like, I was not that rambunctious kid. I turned that way as a teenager and got kind of a little crazy as a teenager. But as a kid, I was quiet and I was reserved and I was just like introverted as all hell could be. So I never ran through any cemeteries or anything like that. We didn't have any local cemeteries. Did you live next to a local cemetery? Did anybody else live in there? I'm talking to you, CJ.
I don't know
Where's your
what's
local
the
cemetery?
We had, yeah.
I know. As a high school kid, I ran through.
Oh fuck yeah!
and,
As a high school kid, I got crazy.
I got crazy,
I got
yeah.
it all out.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
I was
we-
like,
High school here.
Fuck the cemetery.
No, middle school.
Yeah. Well,
oh
no,
fuck yeah!
see, I was a pretty. Even though in high school I did some stupid shit, I was still like a straight A student, college bound. Did everything I was supposed to do.
Dork.
Good. Yep. But I was into like punk rock music. I was into like being a greaser. I
Cool.
was into the hot rod cars, and
all this
It
stuff.
was you. You're the one drag racing.
Yeah, it was me.
Just kidding.
I didn't have a car then, but yeah. No, I don't know. I was a good kid, even though I think a lot of the times I was trying to be a good kid so my parents could be like, proud of me. And I never got that. So I was kind of like, okay, I did this. Oh, yeah, but you didn't do this. Like, shit, okay. They try something different. So a lot of it was, in my opinion, to get my parents' attention.
Yeah, I can see
You know
that.
what I mean? Like, my sisters were there, but my parents were busy.
That's important.
And I understand now what they were doing. But at the time, I was like, I just need your... Dude, I just got a medal. I just got an award. I just got a certificate. I just got accepted to this college. I just did this. Just say you're proud of me. That's it. So, I mean, that's one thing I'm going to do now with my kid. It's like
Do you
the
think it's
small
a
accomplishments.
Latino culture that's
I don't think it's their fault. I think they're just trying to fucking survive, you know? Yeah. And I mean no harm to them as parents. I think they did the best they could.
With what they had.
What they had, yeah. So I now understand it and I self-healed, you know? But at the time, it was like, fuck, they don't love me. They don't.
It's a learning
you know?
experience,
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a
yeah.
learning, and that gets back to what I was saying on the previous episode. Our parents didn't have the fucking tools, right?
Didn't have
None of the
tablets.
fucking tools. They didn't have
No
psychology
tablets.
fucking books. They didn't have tablets. You were just trying. Like, it was a victory if you kept your kid fed and they got decent grades.
100%.
Victory.
Yep.
Now we're like, oh, are they psychologically okay? Like,
Yeah.
what's their mental stat for the day? Like, every day, like, I'm checking in with my kid, like, hey, how was
How's
your
your
day?
anxiety?
Yeah.
Well, you know, Johnny, you weren't here for the first podcast, but I mentioned that I went to class for the new kid, arrival of the new child, and how to prepare our home. And,
Sounds so majestic.
right?
Arrival of the new
So
child.
yeah, and the arrival of the new child. So we're in the class with multiple parents, and the teacher is giving us these photos of like the kitchen, the living room, and stuff like that. And hey, can you find the things that are bad? What's dangerous, right? He's just like, dude, you know, these people are these are beautiful homes, but then they're like, everything's bad. It's like, oh shit, now
Dude,
yeah.
watch Final Destination.
yeah.
We grew up with that.
I'm like, till this day, I won't drive
thing's
behind
gonna
a
fall
truck.
over.
No.
Catch a fire. Boom, we're all dead.
Yeah. Yeah,
go.
100%.
We gotta go. We gotta redo this whole kitchen.
Yeah, but it kind of makes you think like this is the shit they're talking about now. Like, how the fuck did we survive?
I don't know. I can speak for myself. I came close to death probably 3 times. As a
Did you
child.
really?
Through the bike. Yeah, I almost got hit a bunch of fucking times.
Just riding your
I almost
bike
got
in the
grabbed.
neighborhood? Or
Oh,
what?
yeah, fuck yeah. But with cars and stuff like that. Like,
Dude,
You said you almost
it's
got
scary.
grabbed?
Oh yeah,
I almost got grabbed,
I almost
too.
got kidnapped.
Yeah.
Actually, one time.
Did you really?
Oh yeah, no, for sure. I was young, and my mom, like, I love my mom, right?
Yeah.
Almost got kidnapped, right? I was a kid. I don't remember how old I was. I was probably like 5 or 6.
oh,
This was over in Texas.
core memories.
Yeah, dude, those are one of those memories that was so blurry because I was so young, right? And I had, and I'm always about like having dogs, you know, like because dogs are there and we evolve with them,
Yeah.
obviously. But you know, you have a dog that doesn't bite your kid. You know, obviously you do what you need to. But I had 2 big dogs, German Shepherd and a Pit Bull. And,
You were running with a posse, dude.
I was.
Jesus.
I would be out. This is Texas, big front
Wolfpack,
yard.
baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I still remember it. It was a trash truck guy, dude. This guy was coming
Whoa.
on with the trash truck,
Really?
and he was trying to call me to him, and it was. I felt feeling kind of weird
Ew.
about it. Yeah, and I was like,
Did your spidey senses just go
Yeah,
alarm?
yeah.
Yeah.
That
It's
felt
kinda
like
like-
it feels like
It's like one of those
Stephen
things-
King. Like
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
like
It
oh,
is. And then like all of a sudden my fucking German Shepherd comes out. Ooh, fuck this guy. He didn't have to get, and luckily we had a gate. I have to get in the gate. He was barking, so this guy like backed off, and we had a pit bull sitting right. And my mom came out, and she's like, "Come over here." He jumped back in the truck, and they just took off. And I remember my mom just kind of calling me back in the house and asking me like, "What happened?" This guy was trying to call me over there, and I didn't think much of it. But I remember her just kind of saying like, from
Panic mode?
that point out on when trash truck day, I didn't go play outside anymore. Like it was just a thing now.
What a fucking creep.
Yeah, it's
So-
weird.
Core memory unlocked. Go ahead.
do you feel something? How do you feel? We should have a little therapy couch.
I know, dude,
Like I
no.
know.
What like
I felt like at that point in time,
couldn't really
that- that's-
contextualize it, right?
it changed the way I thought about things.
Sure.
Like, for sure. Like it was just like you said.
How old were
spidey
you again?
sense. Probably like 5 or 6.
Shit.
I was
That's
a
nuts.
kid, dude. Little.
Has it
even
left an imprint on you? Like when you
Oh,
see a
for
garbage
sure.
truck, or you're like, ooh.
Yeah, you know what it is? It's more like nobody. Like I just kind of don't trust anyone, and like you kind of have to, I always have that like
Yeah.
looking for signs of people just being like malicious.
Yeah.
And is it like was he being malicious? I don't know, but I think it's like common sense not to be trying to call a kid out to your fucking.
That's creepy.
Garbage truck.
You know what I
yeah.
mean?
Yeah, of
Like
course.
it's common sense. Like make sure the parent knows. Hey, you want to give this kid a candy? Make sure the parent's there to accept the candy,
100%.
inspect it, and give it to the kid. Something like that, right? So maybe it was innocent, maybe it wasn't. But my mom thought it wasn't innocent, so she basically took actions on her upon herself. Plus, I had 2 dogs that were both thinking the same thing.
Wow.
So I think if you have kids and you can have a dog that's good around kids, have that dog.
Yeah.
Because they will do a lot of the protecting for you, and they're good at it. We
Yeah.
had 3 dogs growing up. Unfortunately, one of them is passed, and we have those same 2 dogs that
Oh wow.
helped raise Vin, and now are like around Desi, and
Nice.
they're pretty good, man. But once once they go, I'll probably end up getting another dog because he loves dogs.
Good.
It's good to evolve with dogs. Have your
That's-
kid grow close to a dog. They will love the kid a lot. That kid will love that dog. They grow a bond, and it's a protective.
Imprint,
good.
they
Is-
call it. Right?
Is candy from a garbage truck? Is that the grossest candy you get from a kidnapper?
That's disgusting.
No, I don't know.
I mean,
It's
like an ice cream truck. Yeah, that's a better way to get kidnapped, right, than a garbage truck. That's probably the worst way to get
It's a
kidnapped.
different type of van that you were
this
talking about.
dirty
Yeah.
ass vehicle.
The ice
like-
cream truck, I feel like that was like if that guy was in an ice cream truck, those senses would not.
Oh, you'd be like,
You have the bubblegum cigarettes? I'm down, bro.
let's go!
Bubble gum cigarettes. Okay.
My mom, I'm never coming back.
No doubt.
Dude.
Ninja Turtle ice creams forever.
Oh Jesus.
Oh, the garbage man. That's terrifying. That's straight out of a Stephen. But
Do you remember that creepy ass ice cream truck
which one?
that was in front of your house? Remember? They like stopped
Oh
to
yeah,
like run us off the road.
yeah. They were pissed at you. She almost got ran off the road by a garbage truck. Oh no, ice cream truck man. I don't know if you've ever been. That was wild. You pissed off. Why'd you piss off an ice cream truck guy?
What'd you do?
I didn't
I think
do
I might have
anything.
called him.
Oh, you
Oh,
called
you
them?
did.
I think I'm like,
You-
hey, she wants ice cream.
And then she didn't buy ice cream.
And then I didn't
And
buy
then
ice cream
Close the door.
as I was leaving. And he like pulled up because we were parked, and he pulled up behind us, and he was just like,
He's like, I gotta get this $3. They fucking suckered me out of $3.
It's funny.
Wild.
Scary.
Oh yeah, we talked about dogs in the first episode. Like companion pets are like,
But we had a different conversation.
Big.
About those,
yeah, we talked about ditching pets, but you know.
yeah. But dogs, I think, yeah, it's
I think it's a responsibility of its own. If
It
you're,
is.
if you're starting out puppy with a baby, you got basically 2 kids.
100%.
Oh yeah,
So you want to have a dog that's a little older, most likely, if your kid's a baby, because you got a lot to do.
it's a lot of work.
And I feel like you see them too, because like Bridget's so good. She grew up with a lot of dogs around her, because we had a bunch of rescues before her, and she's so good with them. And different from the conversation from the first podcast. First podcast, the question was, if there's an emergency, are you gonna pick the dogs or your kids? And
Yeah.
it was like, we're gonna pick our kid.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But
100%.
of course, I would love to try to save everybody. But
yeah, I don't think that's like without a doubt. But
Yeah.
like, if you can
It's
find
like
like
a
a good pup,
vetting.
yeah.
You do have to vet that dog. When they're that young, it's kind of hard.
Yeah.
But when they get older, it's a little easier. I mean, even as a teen, I had a dog that would follow us all around. All my friends that grew up with me around when I was a teen, they know my dog. They kind of look like a Cane Corso
Oh, okay.
type of looking
Yeah,
dog,
yeah,
right?
big dog.
We don't know what he was,
Yeah.
but he would follow us around.
Can I pet your dog?
You can't pet that dog. He was cool as fuck. He would just follow us around, and if like a weirdo came up to us, like he would just come up with his hair up, and they would just leave.
That's awesome.
It was awesome. And a dog started chasing us. He would fuck that dog up, and we'd watch, and then we'd just go on our way. Like it was a different world out in Texas though, so it was a little different. There was even bulls involved. He tried to fight bulls, and he got his ass beat.
What the hell?
Wait,
It
what?
didn't
Wait,
work out.
wait, whoa,
Like a big ass
what?
steer?
Yeah, no, we rode our bikes super far out. Dude.
You
It
grew
was-
up in fucking Texas.
I grew up in Texas.
My dog was
Far
fighting a
out.
bull.
This fucker went into the.
And there we were, man.
Oh, how you like me now? My dog got in a tussle with a bull in there.
Damn near lost his
God
life.
damn it.
There he was, all in, and a tornado came.
That damn bull over there.
You guys are doing a better fucking job than I am.
I'm in the bull in Texas right now.
So, long story short, we went on a long ass bike ride, and he followed us, and then he went into some fucking stable or whatever, and this big ass bull punked his ass, and he ran the fuck out.
Oh my gosh.
And so we just came back, but yeah, no, all my friends remember my dog. So
How are you doing with this, CJ? With the dogs and a baby at this point?
We're fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
everybody's on good
Except
autopilot.
fucking Levi. Yeah, because he just comes in.
Fucking Levi.
we're not all good.
Let me just.
We're not all good.
Let me.
Except for
Oh,
that.
good.
Fucking dog.
That was a long F right there. Fucking
So I have three schnauzers, right? I have the oldest one, Jet. He's diabetic, and he's a little blind
Hold
right
on.
now. I know. I'm not
Hold
saying
on. Why did you? No.
So he.
Why did you point at me when you said
you said
diabetic?
it earlier. I don't know. God damn it.
You know, these diabetics over here are fucking dogs and people.
No.
Go, your turn. Talk to me.
Go.
No, just listen.
Fine.
So
Me and Levi, the
yeah,
fucking
so-
diabetic. Levi the diabetic?
no, Jet.
Jed is my kindred spirit.
Yeah, he's your kindred spirit. So no, then we have Jet,
Pancreas.
Oh my
Levi,
God.
who is like,
Fuck this.
even though he's the biggest miniature schnauzer and Joy, he's like a little kid himself, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then his son Freddie, he's like a cat, dude. He'll be like sitting at the edge of the hallway and he'll just kind of mad dog you the entire way and then disappear. He doesn't want to do anything with you
Mm-hmm.
unless if you're interesting. Kind of attitude, right? So
I think I know what you mean. I have
So-
bad
You're
cats.
boring me.
you're boring me.
He's like the goth of the dogs.
Yes. He even has the hairdo like
I
that.
have no
like the
time
little-
for
yeah.
you.
You're
So-
not interesting. I'm out.
Your conversations are boring.
Human. So we have this little area where like
Pick
we
up
put
my
the-
shit
we
and
put the-
go.
Yeah.
You may leave now.
Go on, peasant. So we had this little area where
Please take the diabetic with you.
Oh, fuck. Damn.
So we have this area where like we put them away, and they have their doggy door. It's in the laundry room, the whole thing. So lately, I've been letting them in the house, and the baby's asleep. And in the past, like the baby can hear the dogs barking, playing, or whatever. Nothing. Levi comes in, and he is barking louder and tussling and jumping on things, and like you're like, Levi, shut up. And then he's barking some more. And then Levi, shut up. Oh, I'm gonna bark. Watch me bark. I ain't barking, Dad. You want me to keep barking? And he'll just continue barking. He wakes up the baby and is like, here we go. Doesn't matter where he goes. If he goes from the living room to the room, he's consistently barking. He's like nonstop talkative right now.
It's hard, yeah. With our dogs, we had to get them used to, especially when we moved from Carson. Now.
Yeah.
So like they were always used to like noise at the door.
Yeah.
And so I had to get them used to like it's fine. And it's you gotta
It's tough,
grow-
yeah.
Yeah, they get used to it, but it's rough, man.
Yeah.
It's rough, especially when they're that young. Like sleep is.
Oh, 100%. But Freddie, I think imprinted on my kiddo.
Okay.
So he's like very attentive.
Oh, okay.
The other day I was like, oh, let me put him like, let me see if he can ride, like put him on like a horse, you know? And Freddie let himself. And he was very proud of it. And he was like, Dad, you see that? You know, and I'm like petting him and he's like, do it again. Like, you know what I mean? Like he'll pose himself.
Aw.
So I feel
That's
like him and the kid, I'm hoping that they're gonna be the buddies, you know. Like Levi pays attention to him, but he's just like, oh, squeaky toy. I'm gone.
Yeah.
You know?
And it's one of those things you just don't know. Like with Vin, it was Vladdy, rest in peace, and they grew up together, and it was always like if me and Vin would like kind of play, wrestle, or whatever, anything like that,
tussle.
anything hands on, just playing around, our boxer, rest in peace, would like start growling at me.
Yeah,
Like he was
yeah.
about to attack me, and it was serious, dude. He was like, his ears,
You're
his
gonna die.
hair was up. He's like, he's gonna fuck me up.
Yeah, of course.
And he wouldn't do that with anyone else. If anybody else came into the house, he was like that towards them. He would
Yeah.
never be like that with me. Only if I was doing that with Vin.
And those are the fine lines you gotta walk with your pets, right?
And then I
For
would just
sure.
have to be like, it's okay, we're just playing, and he would get over it.
Yeah.
But like with Dez, it's a little different because our other dogs are a little more passive and they're a lot older. So I feel bad for them because they could barely keep up with him. Like I'm like, dude, they're too old. They've been through this already. Like they're tired. I gotta get a nice young dog in here to fucking handle him.
Fresh blood.
Fresh
sure.
blood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
Time.
it's time for the Reddit.
Boo, boo, boo.
Parenting is hard. Reddit is easy.
Yeah, seriously.
Okay, I got one that
If,
says.
if we read a Reddit and you guys wrote it, you guys got to be honest and say that you guys wrote it. I'm just saying.
I have these podcast guest hosts who are fucking terrible at parenting. What should I tell them?
She won't speak into the mic. And it keeps cutting out.
I look like a serial killer on a podcast. What should I do? By the way, I'm a parent.
Okay, so this is the one. Are you afraid of social media impact on your kids? Question mark. It says, hey, fellow dads. Although my little girl is only 4 weeks old, and this topic will come up for me in a few years, I was wondering, how afraid are you on the social media impact? The internet is full of girls and boys starting crazy challenges seen on TikTok. Some girls starting to develop anorexia because Instagram raises impressions that not eating is a great, and these skinny coaches are taking advantage of it. I mean, you can't hide kids from that stuff, but also you can't control anything and maybe shouldn't. Are you afraid of these things? What are your plans to solve these potential problems?
Okay, let's solve the problem here and now.
If you guys solve it, you guys are gonna be like the
yeah,
love.
good.
So what we were talking about editing out, it's a hard thing. And you know what the scariest thing about it is? Like, not to get too much into it, like what we were just talking about, but these kids are getting all their information from social media, which is just Wild West type of shit. Like Wild West. They're getting all their news from TikTok. They're getting all their fucking trends from TikTok. They're getting all their dopamine from fucking Insta, TikTok, all that stuff. It's scary.
I think it's scary for kids and adults.
It is. Oh, for sure. It's
'cause
warping
sometimes-
everybody's brains.
Dude, sometimes my sister showed me something like, "Oh, look, isn't it cute?" And I'm like, "It's AI."
Yeah.
What do you mean? No, it's not AI. I'm like, that kid is not singing. It's fucking, whatever. So it's like, there's just no way. Like,
It's
kinda
wild.
scary,
The AI stuff is out of control right
Oh,
now.
yeah.
It's out of
It's way out of
control.
control.
It's influencing a lot of people make very bad decisions. But
So if it's scary for adults, it has to be scary as an adult with a child.
I don't
It's
even think the
terrifying,
kids
right?
know. Like,
kids don't
what's
realize
going on.
it.
Yeah, it's
Well, like when it comes to like social media and the exposure, and people get like all this like information, and you
Yeah.
don't know what's right and what's wrong, and what's
100%.
like
Yep.
bullshit, and what's just somebody's perspective.
Yep.
Yeah, it's scary, dude. Like you don't know. Like it could easily influence you to make decisions that are not in your best interest.
100%.
For
So
sure.
you guys have teenagers, you two. So I think I would assume that social media like TikTok and Instagram would affect your guys' kids more than your child or my child. Obviously can't.
And it's making from a preteen perspective, like it's so many of her classmates now have phones and are
Yeah.
on social media. It creates this
Does
social
your kid
pressure.
have a phone?
No.
Oh, okay.
That's a big thing because
Yeah.
we're on the verge because it's the demands are keep coming. But there's
Flip phone.
let's get a razor, baby,
Razor. Tati was flashing her razor. She's like, I still got my razor.
I still have
You
mine
know,
too.
you
Mine's
still have
red.
a razor?
Mine's red.
She still has her. She has a red one.
Yay!
She said, I used to have a pink one, but I lost it. She's all
I
pissed
really
off.
I
wanted.
broke mine. I remember.
I wanted
Oh,
a
shit.
sidekick.
Paris Hilton apparently made a new razor that's like a smartphone razor, and
What?
like Thought he's trying to pressure me into buying it for her. I'm like, all right, whatever. I guess I'll buy this smartphone Razor.
I'm gonna get a Razor. I'm gonna get like Razor Ramon as a screensaver. So when you're flicking up,
yeah.
it's Razor fucking Ramon.
Fucking Razor Ramon, bitch.
So
I'm with you on that one.
It's terrifying because it's just like there's so much pressure for these kids to get on social media. Right. Otherwise, they feel left out. Like we have, without giving names, we have a family friend who is not on, because our kid is not on social media, but she's on YouTube. And she's also like in the meme culture of like a standard 5th grader, right? So she knows all kinds of memes. There's a kid who's her friend who's much more guarded, and she doesn't know the memes and dances and stuff, and she feels left out. And so there's a lot of pressure to get on these fucking social medias, not just from the kids, but from their peers. Like it's just like pressure to.
So it is kind of hard from our age group to kind of think back to that, because like back in our day, there was no social media.
I was just gonna touch base on that because like as
No.
a kid, like obviously I was sheltered from.
There's a social, no media.
There's social, yeah. So I was sheltered from a lot of things, and like I couldn't have the cool things all the other kids had. And I would still get bullied, right? Like I remember like a whole full story about like getting Air Jordans were like a big thing in junior high. And I remember begging for them so that I wouldn't get bullied. And my mom got them. Bless her soul. Bless her heart. She got them from the swap meet, and they were Air Gordons.
Oh shit!
Oh my
Shut your mouth.
God.
Mind your business.
Oh, it did.
And I got teased
got
so
some Nikes?
bad, bro. Yeah, I after that I was like, never again would I wear Nikes, right? But then that goes up to like I remember going to the swap meet, bless Paramount swap meet.
Hell yeah.
I remember getting a shirt because I thought it was cool because I was like, oh, how clever they spelled corn with the K. That's so rad. I had no fucking idea they were a band because I was so sheltered, and then people were like, oh, that's a band. I wasn't used to hearing that type of music. I was just hearing whatever my sisters heard, my brother. Yeah.
So are you now? Ask you, CJ, are you now a freak on a leash or not?
Yeah, I'm a freak on a leash. But
do you dream about sex all day?
No, but even then with no social media, you get teased. Now social media, you get teased. No matter which way you go, you're gonna get teased. Is where I'm getting at.
Yeah.
It's like.
So that's
it's just adding a boundary. I would assume, no matter what it is just figuring out the boundary for your kid, right? Would you not say? And then maybe helping them. Okay, look, this is fake, and this is why.
You sort of have to navigate through either issue one way or the other.
It's gonna appear.
Do you think that social media makes it harder to get away from that boundary? Because like, say when we were in school,
absolutely,
and we were just like, say, going to school, and you got bullied for whatever your Mikey's. Or
why'd you say it like that though? Why'd you say it like that?
I'm just saying, dude.
It's like you're throwing shade over here, bro.
I got bullied for being chunky.
You want to fight, dog? I'll meet you at the cemetery.
Hey, Bender done that, bro. I had the Payless shoes. Don't worry about it. You're a step up, bro.
LA Gears, homie.
They didn't even try for me.
I know.
I'm just thinking about more merch. Air
British
Gordon.
Knights.
Can we have Air Gordon shirts? Air Gordon.
I want some Air Gordons.
Air Gordons, baby.
Air Gordons.
I think they still have them.
Oh, Air Gordon, but
kids
a
had-
picture of Gordon Ramsay on it.
Gordon Ramsay.
Fuck yeah. Air Gordon.
Like the Smiths, but like Will Smith's family.
Oh shit.
I remember they had a.
So yeah.
Speaking of the swap meet, I remember same kind of similar situation.
Yeah.
Everybody had the Adidas jackets.
Shit.
Well, my grandma was like, "I get esa chaqueta," like she wants the jacket. They bought me an Adidas jacket.
Adidas?
Adidas. It was 2 A's. There was no D. And then somebody pointed out at my school. So it's like, it's.
And they probably didn't even know the difference.
No, they thought they were like, we did it.
They're like,
we
we got a
did
deal.
it.
I
We
never-
did it.
Deal.
And here's the thing, though, too. And I remember because we had to wear uniforms. It was during the time where you had the uniforms was a thing.
Yeah.
So that the poverty, nobody got teased for whatever. And I still like had.
Yeah, that worked out well.
It didn't work out great. But it was one of those things where like I remember wearing them, and I remember getting bullied and crying, and I remember like hiding them, but never telling my mom.
Hmm.
You know what I mean?
Kids are assholes back then.
Fuck, kids are still
They
assholes.
still are.
They're
Yeah.
still
They
assholes,
are,
but but it's funny because I see kids like when what is it? Champion came back in, and I was like, you got made fun of for in that shit back
Oh,
in the day.
That was some
Or like-
bootleg shit back in the day.
Yeah,
Oh,
like
yeah.
those
The fuck, how
Reeboks,
much
like
are
the
they?
dorky looking Reeboks. I remember my mom got me those, and I was just like, I want to wear these, like, and it's like, I saw a kid at my work wearing it like last year, and
They're
I was like,
dipping. Yeah, they're
I
cool.
fucking got beat up for those. Are you kidding me? Like,
You're gonna get beat up right now.
I know.
Shit, I'm gonna fuck you up now. Just like I did.
Bring back the '90s, baby.
Don't bully it. Fuck you.
No, but I mean, you're right. Like, I think it's quite difficult to put a boundary on something you can't see. Social media is that, right?
Yes.
You can't see their messages.
You can't control it.
You can't
It's a
control it.
You can't
control
control.
thing.
Yeah, and then
All day.
and then we talked about it in our first podcast. Is like the creepy van, right? It's like
Yeah.
Creepy white van.
that. The creepy van is now social media.
Social media.
It is.
Yeah. So it
It's
really
the
comes
garbage
down-
truck.
It's the garbage truck. Yeah. It's really trying to set the I guess the what is it, the foundation of how your kid breaks things down
Yeah.
and breaks solutions, like tries to find solutions and things. So like
Or wanting acceptance.
it's hard, man, because
It's
like
hard.
how are you gonna really just like jam pack all the information to one child? Like when are they gonna be
All you
presented?
can do is hope, right?
Yeah.
You get the right
Well,
thing
you
to
can
show
hope.
them. Yeah.
And just try to like, you can't present all that information to a kid to be equipped to deal with certain situations at 3, at 4, at 5. So you have to kind of slowly just kind of seep things into them and like,
Sure.
hey, that's a bad guy. So I'll give you an example. The other day I was working, I normally come home for lunch, right?
Yeah.
And I walk the dogs. And this day I wasn't able to. I was working somewhere else. So I'm like, hey, Tati, can you walk the dog? Okay, I'll try to walk the dogs with Des. She normally doesn't do it, but in theory it should work out fine. And it did. Up until some weird guy started following. And she's like, she called me afterwards. This weird guy followed her up the block with the dogs. She had 2 dogs with her, so that at least she had the dogs with her, right? A husky and a lab. And Des. And then the guy, and she's like, I thought it was kind of weird and maybe it was in her own head. So she walked the other direction and it kind of came back again. And the guy did the same thing.
Yeah.
Right. So then she went up to the front of the building and started to come in. And unfortunately, she panicked, right? And couldn't open the door right. And the guy started across the street towards her. And then Des was like, he recognized her panic and everything. And she's like, bad guy. And he's
Really?
like, bad guy. And so he knows bad guy. So now I'm like, bad guy.
Yeah.
Don't go that way because there's bad guys. You never know. And so that was kind of how and so she turned around. She's like, leave us alone. And she yelled at him. And there was this other lady walking with her pit bull that also noticed it.
Yeah.
And so maybe it was nothing, right?
Yeah.
But it seems fucking weird to me, right?
Yeah.
Maybe it was nothing, but the guy turned around, went away. Plus the lady with the pit bull noticed. And now that pit bull is on edge. And we have 2 dogs, obviously. So, long story short, she got inside the building, and now Des knows bad guy
Yeah.
and has like a real world sort of
Scenario for him. Yeah.
experience and scenario. And so, that's something that I don't know if he would have got if he wasn't there in that moment. And it was a scary situation for her too. And
Yeah.
it fucking sucks out of all days too. I'm like, that's not gonna happen. And the one day I couldn't come home, the fucking happened. I'm
Yeah.
like, God damn it. I was like in Pasadena when that shit was happening. I was like, fuck me.
It's crazy. But as far as social media is like some of social media, especially if you get in an algorithm, it's teaching you that the bad guy's not really a bad guy. Right? You can get in an algorithm where it's like, this guy really bad? Yeah, is this guy really bad? And then you see
They're
40
feeding you
videos of
what
like,
you wanna-
really,
yeah.
really bad. And you're like, really bad.
Yeah.
And then you're like, it's stuck in it's
You fall in an echo chamber for
an
sure.
echo chamber for sure.
Echo chamber.
So
Because
You
it's just
guys-
feeding you into the social
you guys
side.
feeding you what you want to hear.
Oh, for sure.
You guys are obviously parents with more developed children, right? Minds. Like, are you guys the friend where they feel safe at the moment to come to you, like with this is happening to me? Do you guys feel that you guys have that kind of relationship where like sometimes could be like, hey, so this happened.
Yes.
I'm gonna tell you, or Vinny would be like, like, hey, this is happening, Dad, or whatever the case is. Like, how do I deal with it, right?
Well, because we always have an open door policy in that, like
Yeah.
even if you were you feel like you're in the wrong, or
Yeah.
you feel like you might be like over exaggerating, like come to us and we'll try to rational out. And maybe there's a reason why maybe it's not as bad as you thought.
Yeah.
But you, like open door, come like that's like as a parenting advice, come to me
How do
and
you
we'll sort
teach
it out.
that with your child? That I can.
You don't shame them.
You don't shame him.
You don't.
Yeah.
You don't
Shame
say
them.
like
No.
if they're like, oh my god, this guy like walked across the street and he was a bad guy. You don't be like, you fucking idiot.
Yeah.
That was a lifeguard or whatever. Like,
So-
like a crossing walk guard. Like, what the fuck you like?
So that's awesome, by the way. That's awesome. With me, since I do have a 50-50 with Vin, unfortunately, sometimes he does things that I feel like he assumes we're gonna react a certain way. And so that is a challenge we're trying to
Yeah.
overcome at this moment. It's just like, dude, just be straight up with me. Don't assume I'm gonna be mad at you. And even if I am, it's fine. Like we'll work through it. Like
Yeah,
just
you
be
guys will
straight
figure
up with me.
something out, yeah.
Don't try to be sneaky. I'd rather you be straight up.
Keep it
And
secret,
right now,
Trey.
he's like digging himself out of a hole right now because of it with us. And it's
Yeah.
just like, you didn't have to do that with us. Like, I didn't ever did anything to make you feel you had to be like sneaky or whatever, right? You got a girlfriend. All right. Like,
Whatever.
this is all revolving around that girlfriend, man.
Oh, man.
But, it's just like, just be straight up with me. I would rather know the truth. And, like, chances are we're not even going to be that mad at you. But unfortunately, he does have another set of parents that do things a lot worse, and they are a lot more heavy-handed with their things. And
that could be difficult for
it's
sure.
created an issue between the two of us,
Yeah.
where it's like for us, it's kind of merit-based. Like, you got to do good, and we'll hook you up.
And then the other ones are probably, I want to be your friend.
Well,
Or
they're
is it?
well, they're your they want to be their friend too, but when he messes up, like it's like you're like this. They're too strict, almost.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's unrealistic, and it's like, well, you got to do this good for this long. Oh, you did bad here. Oh, you can't do anything for another 2 weeks. And like he never gets a break. And for us, we realize like you got to give the kid some breadcrumbs.
Yeah.
Like, hey, okay, you're in trouble, yeah, but you know what? You've been doing really good for this week, so I'm going to give you like some time on the game. And so go ahead and play some games, like when you're done doing all your chores, go ahead and jump on. You're good for the rest of the day. You got till this time. All right. Okay, cool. And then it's like gives them a little freedom. You can talk to your girlfriend, whatever. You're good for a couple of hours. And then you're back on your thing, and like you get to focus. You get a little bit of something.
A little reset, right?
Yeah.
A little reset, a little something, a little reward to kind of let them know you're on the right path.
It
Yeah.
sounds like the other parents with the timer thing.
Yeah, it sounds a little bit like that. And I think one of the things I've learned for
Yeah.
sure is that like I always tell Clementine, if you come to me with a problem when it's happening, I can
Yeah.
help you. If you come to me like I screwed up and I didn't want to tell you, because then I'm gonna be pissed because
Yeah.
you didn't communicate with me.
Yeah.
So if you express that open communication, like I could help you. I'm here to life lessons. Like we're not all perfect, but if you come to me after the fact because you try to cover it up, that's when the hand comes.
Dahlia once told me that her dad always told her, "There's no problem you can't figure out. You don't come to me, I'm not gonna ever be able to help you."
Yeah.
Which is why she has a
great.
relationship with her dad, where as much as she fucks up, she'll try to fix it. But if it gets to the point, she's like, "All right, Dad, I fucked up. Here's where I'm at," and he'll figure out a solution.
Yeah.
And honestly, that stuck with me because I'm like, okay, that's something I want to bring to the table
Sure.
moving forward with my child. I want to be able to provide solutions, but I want them to work it out. That's gonna help them in the real life. In my thought, I don't know.
Independent problem solving is incredibly
Yeah.
important for sure.
Yeah.
But you'll find as a parent, finding out after the fact that like they fucked up is incredibly, you probably tested John, is incredibly annoying. Like, oh yeah, I knew that I was in trouble 2 weeks ago, but I'm telling you now because this is now I have to tell you because
scenario where you're
it's in a
at.
package that I have to sign or whatever.
It just, yeah.
That's when it's
especially-
frustrating.
Oh, when the excuses come and it's just like, they're so dumb. I'm like, dude. So what I've told Vin is like, I said, all right, dude, since he likes to play games, I was like, put it this way. This is a game I've played. So I already know
Oh,
how
yeah.
to get past the point you're at. but you're not doing what you need to do. So you're stuck on this level. I was like, but you're fucking up, dude. And when you told me you didn't do that part right and you didn't get past this level, it's because I know you didn't do it right. So you took the other route and you're dead. I already beat this level.
That's your version of getting down on one knee for him.
I already beat this level and you're fucking up. And you keep doing the level over and over and you can't get past it because you're not doing what you need to do.
Yeah.
So just do what I say, and you'll get past this level.
Yeah, find some relation.
Right.
Yeah.
And so he's just like, I could see his gears moving. Okay.
All right. Hopefully we answered the question. I don't know if we answered the question from Reddit, but I don't know if they're listening. But hopefully we answered your question. I don't think we did. Who gives a shit?
I don't think we're gonna answer questions.
No, we're not.
Probably not gonna solve anything.
We're gonna solve world peace.
Well, I mean, going back to it because it is kind of like
Oh,
the
wait,
whole
John's got the answer.
stepchild. Right?
Yeah.
It's like stepchild, and you have your own kid. Like just going back to it, just so make sure it's kind of something more, I guess, clean cut. I think that if you have a stepchild and you have your own biological kid, right? I think it's a great thing. Honestly. And no matter what point in time you are in that kid's life, like at that point when you're there, that's all you can account for, that moment. So take it serious, and then you have a biological kid, start and take it serious. It's the same thing. You're only starting at zero on your own kid, and you may be starting at 9 on that kid. Right? So figure it out wherever the fuck you are. That's it.
Whatever level you're at, beat the fucking game.
That's right.
Let's get